As you've seen from the title, I wanted to do a shortish video about how to get your toddler potty trained. This is obviously not going to be for the young ones, but it will be for mums with your first child. I don't think you need to be reminded. Actually, sometimes when you have a long gap between children, you forget how to potty train your child. You forget little things like, you know, what to do when a newborn is doing something. Like, you can easily forget things like that. So hopefully I can give you a couple of easy, cheap tips. So I guess there will be a lot of people saying your child needs to be in underwear now, not in nappies. It depends what kind of person you are. If you just say, oh yeah, I agree, you know, I'll take any advice, or you might be like, okay, everyone's kind of telling me this and it's gonna be different for my child for how it worked for you. However, I'm kind of in between because I listen to everyone's advice, and I think we tried all the different ways, like not wearing anything bottom down, or showing them videos, or we even got a book. It's party time. So seeing that it's a normal thing for teddy bears apparently to be potty trained, but now for children, I'm pretending that there's a spider in a nappy to make her not wear it. Do you remember that, Bella? Yeah. Just different techniques. Buying a potty was one that worked for us. The first potty that she had, we decorated it with a whole bunch of stickers to make it feel like it's attractive and like something friendly, because it had like animal stickers on it. She used to say it hurts because it hurts the thighs if it's not like cushioned, and then I just kind of gave up on that. I'm like, if it's hurting her, I'm not gonna make her sit on that. But I think she just wasn't sitting on it properly, which I didn't know till months later. Anyway, we bought her a nice kind of a better one. I can put a picture of it now. And she really liked it and she started using it. We kind of let her sit in the living room with the potty so that she's comfortable. She was even watching TV. Try putting your child straight onto the toilet with a step stool kind of thing. Obviously your child would need help to not fall in, although you get toilet seats, and that didn't work for us with the toilet seat, so she's still actually using a potty. But in nursery, obviously, because she started nursery, she's sitting on the little toilets because they're so low, so that's fine for her. Making a potty chart was something that was everywhere on the internet, on articles, and they were selling potty charts with stickers, and I kind of just thought, why go to those extents? I'm not gonna like show it off that, oh look at my pretty potty chart that I'm going to throw away at some point. So I just kind of drew quite ragged lines and like Monday, Tuesday, days of the week, and just like however many times she did something in her potty, I would show her and say, oh look, you're getting a sticker now, so keep it up and good job, blah blah blah. So positive words, and giving her a sticker is, instead of giving it to her, because she'll just like put it on her top and then she'll just throw it away at some point, but for her to see her achievements was something that was rewarding for her. I think stickers does work for most children, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like an unhealthy treat or something bad for them. It's just a sticker and you're putting it on a wall for your child to see. So I would recommend a sticker chart or a potty chart, and then she would remind me and I would forget, like, oh yeah, you do need one. Sometimes if she would do the number 2, she would get a different kind of sticker, so it's like a special one, so she knows. During this time she was wearing she was wearing pull-ups, so she was in nappies, and then we moved from nappies to pull-ups when she was about 2-ish, 2.5, I can't really remember. And then she'd been on pull-ups for such a long time so that she can like learn to pull them up and down. That's the transfer from baby nappies into pull-ups. So try and get them onto pull-ups quite soon so they're used to like pulling them up and down. So then obviously when they've got pull-ups, it gets them ready for knickers. Duh, I forgot that and she reminded me. Pull-ups have less absorbency than nappies, obviously, because you're meant to get them ready for knickers, which they should have no accidents in. Speaking of accidents, when you start giving them knickers and trousers or whatever kind of bottoms you give them, they will have accidents. Bella didn't have that many actually, maybe because we just decided she's not ready until she was about, I think she was way past 3. When she,
maybe 2.
no, yeah, she was like 3 years and a bit, and she was still running around with a nappy, which was so funny. I remember she had to visit her nursery and she was 3 and all the children had knickers on, and the one of the staff was like, she's still in nappies. I was like, yeah, but we're going to teach her over the summer. And they're like, yeah, we don't accept children in nappies. I was like, okay. So then that was like another incentive, like, okay, all the children don't wear nappies. And to me, back then it was like, how am I going to do this? Because it was the one thing that she was a bit behind on. So maybe your child's potty trained, but maybe not so, I don't know, developed with their speech or singing. But yeah, every child is a bit behind, or whatever you call it, with something, I'm sure. So this was Bella's, and that was the only thing that was a problem with starting with nursery. I was really thinking, is she going to be able to start nursery? And we made it hand in hand with the stickers, with the potty, and just having accidents, but just saying it's okay, like, okay, never mind, and then just change her, like wash her. When your child's ready, the whole point is that they can feel when they've had an accident, they can feel how yucky it is. Don't be discouraged. Your child might have 10 accidents in one day, or they might have 1, but you have to, as everyone says, and I agree with it, you need that 1 week where you stay at home and you're just on it, like you can predict it. Because before we did that 1 week, I was just like, do you need to go to toilet? Do you want to go potty? Do you want to go wee-wee? I didn't know her like routine, and I just always thought adults, they barely go as much as children. But then when they start growing older, like a little bit older, like this age, 2 to 3, it is actually more predictable when you think about it. It's just we don't notice it because we don't pay attention to when they want to wee, because they just got nappies on all the time. So, you know, if she's had a drink, a juice or water, you kind of like wait for about half hour maybe and ask. Otherwise sometimes you can see it on their face, they make like funny faces, or they like do something with their legs or something, and you just ask your child, do you want to go wee, or do you want to use the toilet? And then just always offer to go with them so they don't feel alone, because it's a big step. That's another thing, it's such a big change from wearing nappies to being a child who wears knickers, and it is a big deal actually, and it's going to feel different, it will look different for them, and it's a responsibility for the rest of their life to always wear underwear and no more nappies. And it may seem daunting, as it was for me, but we made it. She was quite late with doing it. You know, I always thought 2 to 2.5 Bella will be trained, but I don't know, I think she was a bit like scared and put off by it. She'd cry a little bit, or she'd make a fuss and a tantrum, and then she would just do it in her nappy. So then when that happens, if your child's quite or sort of traumatized by the whole potty training, then you just tell yourself it's too early, let me just do it my way, I will get it done before she starts official preschool or nursery. So you kind of have to have that mentality as well. So to be positive and not to be angry is really important, because again, you're going to traumatize a child. Like, it's kind of scary, like it's a big deal, and it's a scary transition, it's a growing up transition. We know from when our children go through like separation anxiety, they get upset and stuff like that. So every stage and every little bit that they grow up in, they are a bit scared, they're a bit nervous, so they just need you, they need your positivity and your encouragement, and just to like tell them, okay, it's okay. But obviously this is not related to how when they do something naughty, like if they hit or kick you, obviously you don't say it's okay, because it's not, so that's different. I'm just talking about potty training. I hope all those tips worked for you, and it will be so much easier when your child's potty trained. So just think of the future as well, like, yes, it will be so much easier. So be mind ready. have that 1 week and keep an eye out on their facial reactions and timing of after having a drink. Try and have some patience with the whole thing, but once you do it, that's it. You don't have to worry again. Your child may have an accident after she's potty trained or toilet trained, but that's okay, isn't it? Because we learned that's okay. Just change them. You will need to bring a change of clothes if you go somewhere kind of far or even nearby, because you never know, your child might just forget. It happens. Thanks to everyone who helped and gave a lot of advice for Bella. Well, that's the end of my video, and I hope you enjoyed all the tips and learning about a little bit about my experience, and thumbs up if you liked it.
Thank you, bye!
Obviously your child will